So, I'm late. I had a little bedtime crisis. My little one wanted me to go back in and give him a kiss. An extra kiss. There can never be enough kisses, and that's okay. When they're small like that, that's cool. So, I'm just gonna make sure that people who are jumping on, I'm gonna see if you can hear me. Tell me if you can hear me. Can you see me good? Because I'm from my basement, my dungeon, where Feed That Glow's office is. And sometimes the internet is a real ding ding and it kicks me off. So let me know if you can hear me. Can you see me? Is it laggy? I'll just wait. There's always a little bit of a gap. Anybody? Hey Heather, hey Kelly. Can you guys hear me good? Can you see me good? Hey Joanne. Just let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. And then we're gonna get right up into tonight's topic, which is fat loss. Let me just make sure that my volume's on. So these are thumbs up. The thumbs up are to say, yeah, you can hear me. Sweet, I like these thumbs up. You can keep giving them too. Okay, so tonight's topic is all about fat loss. Okay, sweet, thanks Heather. It's all about fat loss because as women, we like to look good, feel good. Sound and pick is good. Thanks. So I totally understand how it's okay to want to lose weight. And my message is not, it's not okay to lose weight. My message is if you're wanting to lose weight, then let's do it in a healthy and a wholehearted approach. No more bro diets and things like that. So I figured I'd jump on tonight. We'd talk about the hierarchy of fat loss if it's done properly. And then I have a little visual analogy to show you as well. For those who struggle sometimes to see progress, this is going to be super sweet. So let's get right into it. So when we talk about fat loss, first of all, I just has a disclaimer. You guys know you can't be a professional dieter. So if you have been dieting for any number of weeks, maybe now's a good time to stop and to go back to maintenance calories. Okay, so you cannot be a professional dieter. That is not healthy by any way, means, shape, or form. It's just not good. Secondly, for those who are in black dress, like I did provide the formula that I use to calculate calories, because obviously if we're talking about weight loss, we want to make sure we're getting enough of the calories that we need to fuel our bodies. But I also want to make sure that I'm not sticking anybody at starvation calories, because there are a lot of people out there that still believe in the 1200 calorie myth, which is starvation. Okay, unless you are, you know, really petite and the way you move, and I mean, there's some people whose maintenance calories or whatever could be, but like I think that that's super rare. So my big thing is, if you're going to diet, do it in a really smart way. Make sure you have enough fuel. So those ladies who are in black dress, I did provide the formula. I use myself as an example, and then I show you how many calories you need, or how many calories I need to get through a day, let's say at maintenance, and if I'm cutting. So if my maintenance calories are anywhere near 2,000, let's just throw this number out. If I'm around 2,000 calories, why the F would I go all the way to 1,200 and suffer? Right? Or why the F would I even go to 1,500? That just makes no sense. So the proper way to diet, of course, and I'm going to show you the hierarchy, I'm going to take out my little drawing skills, is to really go slow and steady. So anything that comes off quick and easy is like dirty and cheap. So it's not going to last. Okay? So quick and easy, dirty, cheap, not going to last. What you're wanting to do is to make a lifestyle change. So the first thing I ask you is, when clients come to me, is I ask, okay, like, can you see yourself doing this in 6 months? Well, first I'll say in a month. Can you see yourself eating the way you're eating, training the way you're training for the next month? Okay, cool. Can you see you doing it for the next 6 months? Okay, cool. What about in a year? If at any time you're hesitant and you're like, no, I don't think that I can do it, right away stop. Okay, so it's about honoring your body, respecting your body, not beating it down. And I know a lot of us women do. So, and I'm an ex-dieter, and you know, I've gone through that whole route, and that's why I'm really passionate about getting the message out that there is another way. So if we talk about the hierarchy of nutrition, I'm going to base this off of Eric Helms. So if anybody's interested, he's doing his PhD in nutrition, and he's like super awesome, and he's changing the world. there's other great people that I follow. I love Lane Norton. I always trip over this tongue. So if anybody is curious as to know like what my sources are, and you know I have my Precision Nutrition and things like that, like I will gladly show you the links that can teach you. So I'm all about that research and experimenting and practicing. But enough of that, let's get into it. So I'm going to try to draw, and I'm going to hope that you can see. I should have tried this out first. If not, I will grab a Sharpie. Okay. So, okay, this is my hierarchy. I'm not sure if you see good. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad. I play all day with little kids, so I'm not expected to be the best drawer. Okay, so first and foremost, when it comes to your everyday lifestyle, you need calories, right? So the thing about this hierarchy is that whatever's at the bottom is of most importance. So this is what we focus on, and then we slowly go up. The things that are up here, they're not as important. Like they're not like of priority. So the first and foremost is calories, guys. So ladies, do not be afraid of the calories. Calories are our friends. They feed our bodies. Now, I follow flexible nutrition. Why do I follow flexible nutrition? Because I was on, you know, I had food FOMOs and food phobias and fears of food because I, in my head, somehow had a list of limited foods that I thought I was allowed to eat and foods that I thought were bad. Now, I have since done a whole flip around and like mindset change. And actually what it is yes, there are some calories there's some foods that are more optimally nutritious, meaning they're more nutritious, they feed your body, you feel good. And then there are calories that are less optimally nutritious. So, you know, like junk food would fall in that, but it's not a bad food, right? Junk food is more palatable, first of all. Like sometimes we want to feed our psyches, right? So PMS time, hello, I better have my wine and chocolate. And there's nothing wrong with that. And by having this mentality, I call it my binging buffer foods, okay? Because I used to binge, right? And I know a lot of women binge, and I'm going to have a binge-proof blueprint that I'm going to release sometime in October for free. Just of the steps that I used to get me out of that cycle, right? That would always fall me into the shame spiral. So anyways, so junk food is not bad. So remove the moral label, okay? Yeah, a chocolate bar probably has way more calories than an apple, and an apple will make you more full. But if you always deprive, rejection creates obsession, and the minute you tell yourself you cannot have anything, and like, girls, give me some thumbs up. Tell me that you have not ever felt this, where you're like, that's it, I give up cheese, or I give up chocolate, or I give up wine, and that's not the first thing that comes to your head, and then you see it everywhere. Okay, so rejection creates obsessions. So thumbs up, come on girls, I know I'm not the only one. We've all felt this. Yes, thank you. So the minute you remove the moral labels, and the minute that is the first step. Okay, so moral labels gone. So calories. So yeah, an apple is more nutritious. It has more fiber. I'm not disputing that. But if I want to have a donut, I'm not a bad person. And the donut is not going to automatically make me more fat. Okay, what makes people gain weight is an excess of calories. So that's why overall calorie intake is very important. Okay, next you have your macros. So if we get into macronutrients are the proteins, the carbs, and the fats. So all three are super important. I hear girls tell me all the time, oh, I'm cutting out all grains, I'm cutting out all refined sugars, no more fats, no more carbs. What else do they cut out? They have lists. And then they'll tell me, oh, but it had great results. Okay, anything that's quick and easy is dirty and cheap, right? So yeah, you have great results. Can you live like that for the rest of your life? Like, I can't quit that stuff, right? So it's first of all, life is meant to be lived and enjoyed thoroughly. So if you're cutting things out and you're suffering, like that's by choice and it's not necessary. So yeah, it's not a big deal. Junk food is more calorie dense, but sometimes a girl's got to live a little, right? So macros. Your carbohydrates have 4 calories per gram. Your proteins have 4 calories per gram. Your fats have 9 calories per gram. So all of these fall into the overall calories. So if I'm following flexible nutrition and I want to pack a friggin', I don't know, I did that before Christmas. I was eating a Snickers bar every day and I didn't gain weight. I didn't get more cellulite. And in fact, if I look back at my training log, I did better lifts. Okay, so I would eat it right before a heavy hip thrust session or a deadlift and up through the roof, right? So it's the minute you let it go, food is food. Some is more optimally nutritious, some is less. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Okay, so calories and macros. The next step here would be micros. So your micronutrients would be things like your vitamins, things like that fall into your overall food consumption, right? So what I want to make a point about here is when I was on dang meal plans and on my limited restricted food list, and then I, had food FOMOs and food phobias and food obsessions and all these food rules, I can tell you I wasn't healthier. Okay, not just because I wasn't mentally healthier and I wasn't, comfortable in myself, but if you always limit and you stick to just green veggies and you stick to just chicken breasts and you stick to just, whatever it is, you're missing out, right? You're missing out on micros that you can get from all the colored vegetables, all the colored fruits. There's so much goodness within the micros. So never, please, if you get anything from this, stop restricting foods, okay? Because the more you restrict the food, the more you're going to deprive, then the more you're going to want it and crave because it creates an obsession, and then eventually you're going to binge, okay? It's like inevitable. It's going to happen. So that cycle, that vicious cycle you can get stuck in, the shame spiral that comes with that stuff, there is a way to get off of that train, okay? So your micros. Next here, which is really less important now, is your nutrient timing and the meal frequency. Now, girls, there are still people who believe that is super important, your meal timing, like your meal frequency, and your nutrient timing. So, only eat carbs before a workout or only eat carbs after a workout, or, okay, I'll give you that, but let's not complicate things, okay? If things are too complicated, we're not going to follow through. So just stop it. If you're hungry, eat. If you're not, don't, right? It doesn't have to be complex. It does not have to be complex. And another thing, another little myth that I'm going to blow right now, you do not need to be eating 6 small meals a day, 6 to 7 small meals a day to stoke the metabolism fire. Like that, that doesn't exist. And there's studies that prove it. You don't need to do that. Again, I can tell you, you choose what works for you. For me, eating 6 to 7 small meals a day, I was starving all freaking day and had food on my brain all freaking day. I would be eating and thinking about my next meal, right? And then that just created that obsession, which would eventually lead to my inevitable binges, right? Because I was always hungry. So I don't do that anymore. Why? I eat when I'm freaking hungry and I stop when I'm not. Like, it's just, there's another way, okay? So you don't need to be struggling in that. So, I mean, nutrient timing, okay, sure. If you were a power lifter, a bodybuilder, if you were like some kind of elite athlete doing some kind of a special Olympic show, okay, I get it. There's a time and a place. But for everyday ladies like us who just want to get our sessy on and like feel good about ourselves and totally own that shit, you do not need to be worrying about this. This is of less importance, okay? And side note, girls, you burn calories when you sleep. So if you're hungry before bed, it is okay to eat. You don't have to wait and starve until the next morning. So if you're watching your calories, cool. I mean, fit it in. And if you don't want a calorie count, that's cool. I'm not promoting this. Although when I start working with clients, I have them track in some way, shape, or form to create an awareness. Because as I said, many women do not eat enough. So let's play with that. Let's create the awareness, because then we can add little tweaks and stuff like that. So yeah, meal frequency, meal timing, it's too complex. Let's keep it simple. You burn calories in your sleep. So for all those girls who say, I can't eat past 6 p.m., BS. Yeah, you can. Why can't you? You know? Or, you know, oh my God, I don't know. Yeah, because you burn calories in your sleep. And another thing, ladies, when things are too complicated, your brain shuts down. So I'm trying to deliver this message in a way that is not going to sound too techy, because I'm not a tech girl. But I want you to absorb it, right? So, I mean, I'm not a tech girl. My husband tries to explain stuff on the computer. My brain, it's not my field. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I don't care. Fix it. It doesn't work. Fix it, right? Whereas other people, that's they love that stuff. They eat that stuff for breakfast. Cool. But if you're trying to learn something and it is too complex, guaranteed there's going to be no follow through, because, and this is why, your brain doesn't want to burn calories. So it shuts down. You start to get distracted. You start to look around. You play on your phone. You figure out something else to do because it's too complex to sit down and learn that new skill. So for all those times that you're like, why can't I understand? That is why. Okay? When things are too complex, your brain wants to survive. It does not want to burn unnecessary calories. It shuts down. So there. Let's not complicate things. And the last one, this one is awesome, is supplements. See how high that is up there? It is of like lesser importance. Supplements, girls, I can tell you the thousands of dollars I blew on CLA pills, on fat burners, on all this junk, right? It's not necessary. Again, if you're not doing some kind of, I don't know, elite training and you have like a top coach and all this stuff, like, it's not necessary. Save your money, okay? Eat food. You don't have to be, I mean, I recommend vitamin D. I think everybody needs to have vitamin D, especially us in the north. And so I have vitamin D, and starting now, like in the fall all the way into the spring, I double up my dose. So, you know, that's what I do, and I do this with my family, and I love omega-3s. You know, that's what I take. And I mean, cold season, okay, pop the vitamin C's, sure, that's awesome. Have a multi, you're set. You do not need to be buying. I see that I'm sketchy. Am I cutting out a lot, girls? What is happening with this tech stuff? If I, like in the past, I would spend thousands of dollars on all these supplements. It didn't do nothing. If anything, it probably didn't do good stuff to my organs. I mean, none of this stuff is, you know, FDA approved or whatever. It's so easy to slap a label on and then you hear the recalls after, right? So it's like, you know, word of caution always. So supplements on this hierarchy of fat loss is like, it's not even necessary. Again, keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it simple. So this is it, ladies. I'm not sure if you can see that really good. So you have your calories, overall intake. I mean, if your goal is to maintain your weight, then you eat enough to maintain your weight. If your goal is to lose weight, then you eat slightly lower than that. Again, I'm not saying cut to 1200 because that's just foolish, right? So if your maintenance calories are close to 2000, I mean, you could cut them probably 1800, you know, slowly. Thanks, Trista. You're awesome. Right? So there's no reason to jump down to 1200 because, ladies, let me tell you, your body is smarter than you. So, and it is so dang complex. So by it being smarter than you, yeah, you might think you'll lose weight and you might lose water weight and muscle, but it's not fat loss. And you don't want to be losing water weight and muscle, right? We want to lose the right stuff. So you can't be cutting and slashing calories thinking that it's going to work because it'll work until it eventually doesn't, right? And then you can end up in trouble. And I speak from experience. I had metabolic adaptation. Like, I can't even tell you. I stepped on stage at 125 and I blew up to 180. You know, and then it stayed there. I stayed there for like 2.5 years, guys. That's not fun. And it didn't matter how much I trained and how I ate. It didn't matter. My body just said a big F you. I've had it with this abuse and I'm holding on to everything. So how did I fix it? Because I have girls telling me like, oh my God, are you cutting now? Blah, blah, blah. No, I just gave my body what it needed. I ate above maintenance. Guys, when I was eating above maintenance, I think I got my calories to 2,600 a day. A day. And I stayed there a long time. Again, I'm sketching, I'm not sure. I stayed there a long time. I cut out all cardio because I had over cardioed, right? I mean, cardio has a time and a place. And if we talk about like the hierarchy of proper fitness, I mean, okay, let's do that then. Let me draw some more pictures. Okay, so if we're going to talk about the hierarchy of nutrition, of training, I am first and foremost, I'll probably do another video, more techie stuff, because I'm a big believer in mobility and flexibility and being able to own positions of your own body before actually loading under certain, like before you carry any kind of load, you should be able to hold your own squat, right? So I'm not going to throw a barbell on your back if you have a hard time just squatting and your knees collapse inside, right? So it's all about, there's a progression to that. So mobility, flexibility, huge. You should be able to move your body in ways and own those positions. You always earn a position before you load the position. Thank you. And then of course, you know, then you would work with your resistance training. So resistance training always comes first. Never mind the darn cardio, ladies. Pick up some weights and let's move, right? So let me see. Let's see. First, I'm big on sleep. Big on sleep. And ladies, sleep goes for your fat loss. So I have clients, they're following their program, everything's good, but in their bio check-ins, they tell me they had like 5 hours of sleep, you know, and they've been working night shifts or they're going through massive stresses. Yeah, you're not going to lose weight that week. And that's okay. You're not always going to lose weight. Fat loss, ladies, just as strength gains, is not linear. Okay, it's like a little and then fall back down, like it's not linear, okay? And that's okay. That's how life works. So sleep, huge. I'm a big, big advocate for getting as much sleep as you can because your body needs to heal itself. Your brain needs to regenerate. Like it's good. I mean, and you can handle life so much better on awesome sleep. Oversleeping, oh, well, maybe. Like, I think that your body will take what it needs, and if you're oversleeping, maybe you're lacking in something. So maybe that's when I would like explore other things. So if, you know, health-wise and things like that, you know, it could be for that. I hope that you feel better, girl. So sleep, and then let's see. So your sleep, and then you manage your stress. Obviously, stress happens, life happens. It's just the way it is. Then you're going to get into resistance training. I have no idea what I'm cutting out, ladies. I'm really sorry. So you get to resistance training, girls. And then there's proper periodizations of that. So as I just said, you're not going to jump on and like load up your bar without like having warm-up sets and being able to own your body in its own positionings, right? So resistance training. And then, and only then, I mean, if you're making awesome progress like that, don't add in cardio. Okay, cardio is good. Cardiovascular is good. Go for a walk. If you like running, go for a run. But do not do it to lose weight, okay? Because you can only do it so long until it'll work until it doesn't, basically. So sprinkle it in, right? And I am not a big proponent of fasted cardio or fed cardio. I mean, the studies show there's no difference. So if you get up and you have to go and do your cardio without your stomach fed because you don't have time in your day, that's cool, but it's not going to give you better gain, like better fat loss, okay? It's not. So my big thing is if you're doing cardio, I want to know your reason why for it, okay? So I started practicing running because I just want to be faster. Like I want to be able to run fast. It's not to lose weight. I want to be fast. I want to have the endurance and the speed and the recovery time. That's my goal. It's not to drop weight, right? I started taking spin. Again, that just goes into my HIIT training. So I do HIIT once a week, you know, so I fit that in to do that. So there's a difference between HIIT and there's a difference between steady state cardio. Steady state cardio would be like running and your body will burn calories, but the next time you run, your body is very efficient. It's mechanically efficient, in fact, and you won't burn as many calories as you did the first time you ran, right? So then you got to run more. Or you're going to run more faster, right? So things like that. Whereas HIIT training, or if you do metabolic conditioning, or if you do any kind of Metcons, things like that, those are short hell sessions, basically the way I can explain them. They're short, they're sweet, and they're very hellish, but they're done. So you get them done in like about, I don't know, I can do like a sweet HIIT session in and out, less than 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, soaking wet in sweat, and my metabolism will be revving, right? So, and HIIT sessions, like you can't be doing them every day. You do need to be alternating, like they can't, and again, there's a progression to it. So the more you do, the more you're gonna have to do. Just keep that in mind. So if you're, you know, getting awesome progress with your training, and you're watching your nutrition, and you're getting all the food that you need, and again, there's no bad foods, there is no bad foods, and you're making progress, then it's not really necessary to be adding in extra cardio of any kind. Let's save that card for when we need it, basically, right? Because you can do some damage to your body if you over push it. Okay. And then I have girls come to me and they're like, this is what I do, this is what and I'll say, okay, let's back off. Let's back off on the cardio. Let's back off on certain things. My connection is weak. I really don't understand why. So yeah, so then there was that. Then girls, I wanted to talk about, like, just give me a thumbs up if you could still see me good, because I have just a few more things to show. I don't know why my internet sucks. Yeah, is it okay, ladies? It's cutting out. I might have to get back. Okay, it's okay. Okay, cool. So we talked about like your buffer foods to prevent binges, right? So it's like you have a buffer food. It's okay. I mean, for me, I like to have a little chocolate sometimes, or a glass of wine. And ladies, I mean, like, it's not recommended to drink every night. I know this. Obviously, if you have to, then please get help. And studies now are showing that, you know, drinking even one glass increases your chance of having breast cancer. Okay, so be responsible. But it won't stall your fat loss progress if you're training hard and you're on your nutrition, and it's not a nightly thing, right? So I enjoy wine. Like, I'll have 1 to 2 glasses a week, sometime in my week. The weeks that I have a little bit more wine, not an every night thing, but if I had it sporadically throughout my week, yeah, I might not really lose weight, right? And perfect timing for somebody to call me. Awesome. And it is so loud. I'm very sorry. So buffer foods are good for that. So whatever your buffer food is that you want to fit into your day, have it, enjoy it guilt-free, and just tell me, try it for a week, and then tell me how your week was. Tell me if you had those massive cravings, right? Because guaranteed, if you're fitting in buffer foods or buffer whatever it is to prevent the binges, it'll prevent the binges. So it's just a way of playing around with it. I mean, I love desserts, and I can do the 2-bite rule with desserts, with most desserts. I can have a bite and a second bite and stop, but that's practice, right? I mean, I can eat the whole darn thing too, guilt-free, and I don't care. But for me, mastering that and being like, I don't want to finish this chocolate cake and walk away, it's like, my mind is blown. Whereas before, I would eat my cake, Mark's cake, whatever was left on my kids' plates, lick it, legit, like I was that person, and then go home and keep eating because I messed up. So it's fit in the buffer foods that feel good to you, and that, you know, and tell me if you have massive cravings still, and if you have binging episodes or like overeating episodes or whatever the heck, you wake up in a food coma. Like, just try that for a week, and you could share it on this page or inbox me. Like, I love hearing this stuff. So, and last but not least, I thought that because I have a lot of women who are sticking to their program, they're trusting me with their training, and, you know, I see changes. So let's talk about how to measure progress, girls. It is not in the scale alone. Oh my God, why is it cutting off? Please stop cutting off. Okay, it is not based on the scale alone. So yes, I do use the scale as a tool for gauging progress, but it is like last on my my list of things to check. So I do a bio check-in form with my girls, even with myself. I have questions. First of all, I ask, what are you grateful for? Right? What are you grateful for? because there's more to life than just our bodies. So what are you grateful for in your life, right? Then I ask, how are you feeling? How was your sleep? How was your intention goal? So an intention is what is like a behavior goal that you set up for yourself, because a lot of times we're focused on the outcome goal, which would be weight loss. So we're just focused on weight loss. But what are you going to do to put skin in the game? So if your outcome goal is weight loss, then what are you prepared to do every day, no matter what, to get to that? So it could be drinking more water. It could be eating more veggies. It could be, I don't know, getting good sleep. It could be getting in your training. Like, you determine what your behavior goal is. Again, I'm cutting out. Ugh, it was going too good, ladies. So you determine your behavior goal, and then you ask yourself, honestly, did I hold up to that goal? If not, why not? Like, what were my obstacles? And then I prepare for what's my next week to come, and what obstacles do I think I'm going to be facing, and how I'm going to handle that, because life happens. Oh, again, it's cutting out, girls. I might have to get off and go back on. I just don't want to lose you. Another way to measure progress, girls, comments by other people. So if people are noticing, oh my God, girl, you looking good, you know, and oh, what you doing? You got this sassiness about you. That is progress, girls. So huge. Another way to measure progress, and I recommend it, and people hate it, like ladies hate it, but it's important, take pictures. Because we see ourselves every day, and we don't see the full picture, okay? We get caught up in our cognitive distortions, and we see the little flaws, and they just, it's so fast that it doesn't slow down too much. Okay, am I talking too fast? Oh man, I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I legit should just... And Mark didn't believe me, so you guys are all here to tell him, like, yeah, it's the truth. He's like, you're right beside the router. Anyways, so progress goals would be comments that other people are saying. How are you feeling? How do you feel inside of clothes and outside of clothes? Do you feel more sassy, girl? Like, you feeling like more fly? Like, that is progress. Take pictures, huge. Take pictures, and I recommend always wearing the same clothes. And the more that you can see, and I can understand and I appreciate how uncomfortable and like vulnerable that is, but you can save your own pictures, like lock it in a password file on your computer. Okay, and I recommend that. Again, cut off. I recommend that. So pictures, standing forward, you could do it standing sideways and backwards. Try to get the same angles and wear your clothes. And a way to take pictures, girls, like, I take pictures every 2 weeks, and I don't wait for Mark or the kids to take my pictures. Like, yeah, the kids. I film myself. So I set up my camera, my phone, I press record, and then I get into the poses, and then I screenshot. Then I delete the picture, delete the film, I keep the pictures, I save them in a password file. And the reason this is so important is because you can go back on those days that you're like, nothing's working, it's not working. So that's another way to measure progress, and that's huge. Second is taking in measurements in inches. So you take your measurements. Oh my goodness. Okay, ladies, I like am really like, ugh. I wonder if I move. So you take your measurement in inches, and then you compare. Again, fat loss is not linear, just like strength gains is not linear. So you got to work with it. Okay, guys, how about we say goodbye 2 seconds? I come right, I don't know if I can do this. I'm going to just cut off onto my Wi-Fi. I'm going to go on 3G, so I'm not going to pause this, but if I lose you, I'll get right back on. So sorry, don't leave. Oh. Hello? Oh, you guys are still here. Cool. Okay, I was like, I kept saying it finished recording, and I'm like, no. Okay, so now it should be sweet, and I'm on 3G, so if this cuts off, I'm going to call the phone company, and it's cutting off. Ugh. I'm so sorry. Okay. So what was I saying? Pictures, taking inches. realizing that it's not linear, so you're not always going to lose weight, and sometimes the body will do like a whoosh effect, so you can be following and trusting your program. And I mean, it's really about digging deep, keeping your eyes in your own lane. Stop looking at other people who are like instant successes overnight there. Oh my God. Eyes on your own lane. Stop thinking about people who are instant overnight successes. Their story is not yours. Your journey is not theirs. You're friggin' fabulous, as are they. So work on you, right? So, and then, yeah, those are the ways that I measure progress. And then I also take the weight. So for women who it causes too much anxiety and stuff, we don't. We just go by pictures because we're actually just training for a look. We're not training for a size or anything like that. So I have many clients that they broke up with the scale. They broke up with this scale, and I respect them for that. So I don't push that on them, and that's fine, because we're training for a look, right? And we're training for a feeling, that overall sessiness, right? So last but not least, let's get to the good stuff. Okay. Let's do the paper towel analogy, okay? So I don't know whose analogy this is. I think I might have caught this from Lean Bodies Consulting. I read this a few years ago, and I thought, that is friggin' brilliant. So you got 2 rolls of paper towel. They are of same size. Now, let's say that this is you when you start, okay? And you realize you want to lose weight because, you know, you're not feeling good, and oh my God. I just want to cry. You're not feeling good. You want to be healthier. You want to have that confidence back. Whatever your why is, because it has to be a lot more than just, I want to lose weight. Your goal has to have a lot more meaning than just, I want to lose weight. So you decide that you're no longer comfortable in your skin. You want to be confident, and you want to own that sexiness. Bam. This is you now. Okay? This is you on your journey. So what's going to happen is you're going to start your program. You're going to, first of all, do research. And if you're hiring a coach, you're going to hire a coach that knows stuff. Not just anybody. It's easy to put anybody on a starvation plan and overwork them. So do your research. Okay. So this is you. You're going to start losing weight. So the first few weeks, things are coming off. Things are coming off. You're seeing it. You're feeling it. It's awesome. Right? So here we go. We're losing weight. We're losing. Actually, you're not losing weight. You're on your program. You're on your program. You're on your program. You're not sure if you're losing weight, but you're starting to feel good. The scale might not be telling you that you're losing weight. The scale might actually go up. So it starts to play with your head because it's a total mindfuck. So you're not sure, but on the other side, you know, you're having more energy and things are awesome. But that stupid scale, right? So then you look at yourself. Okay? So there's a little difference. Okay? So then you're like, okay, maybe there's something to this. So maybe I should just stick it out. And ladies, consistency and patience is key. So you keep going, you keep going. Let's say that you're like 8 weeks in. 8 weeks in, and you're like, darn, now you're starting to really feel it. You know, maybe the scale went down just a little bit. But again, when we look in the mirror, we always look from a myopic view. We don't really see the whole picture because we see ourselves all day, and sometimes we're stuck in that distortion, so we're not sure. So then you say, oh man, like the scale only went down like a pound or 3 pounds or 5 pounds, whatever. But if you compare, you see the difference? So it's not an overnight success. Okay, so then you keep going because, you know, let's say you're 8 weeks in and you're going to go for the full 12 because, you know, you're a total badass and you're going to own that. So you keep going, you keep going, you keep going, and the more you get leaner, the more you're going to see. But then when you get to a certain leanness, you don't really see it anymore. So then that's when I say, hey, gorgeous, go look at your pictures now. Look from your starting position to 12, 14 weeks in. Do you see the difference? So it's about consistency. It's about patience. It's about trusting the process and just going for it. It's not about starving yourself and cutting out food. It's not about over cardioing and overtraining. It's about honoring and respecting your body and seeing more than the outer shell, right? Because you're more than the outer shell. So I just thought that I would just tear up this paper towel to show you the paper towel analogy. So it's not always what it looks like, right? I mean, it is going to take some hard work, and you can't have change and comfort, right? So if you're starting a new lifestyle, it's going to get uncomfortable, and it's going to suck. It's going to suck at points, and it's going to be hard, but you can't have change and comfort. They don't go together. So you need to decide what you want. If you want to have change, then you got to ride out the storms that are going to come with it sometimes. And you got to really look back at your why. And that's why your why can't just be, I want to lose weight. It has to be deeper than that. So if your why is, I want to have energy to run after my kids, or I want to have energy to run after, to play tag with my grandkids, or whatever it is, that's deep. And you'll get grit to work after that. So if you're struggling with goals, let's have a chat. Because I have other ways to help encourage you go after your goals if they're valid enough for you. And sometimes, ladies, we have a goal because we think we need to have that goal, but it's not really our goal. So, I mean, if you're comfortable in your body, girl, you're owning it. Who cares? Yes, health is important. Oh my gosh, we are almost done, ladies. Yes, health is super important, but mental health and emotional health is also important. So don't ever think you have to have a goal because society is telling you you have to have a goal. Don't fit in no boxes. You're too sassy for that. And with that, ladies, I think I'm going to say good night because I'm so sorry that it kept cutting on and off, and I will find a better place. I will be finding a better place for sure. Obviously, Feed That Glow headquarters is not video friendly. But if you have questions, ladies, like for sure, okay, if you have questions, for sure, like reach out, chat with me. I'm totally there for you. Black dress girls, not that I'm pitching, I don't like to just pitch stuff, but sometimes I do shameless plugs. Black dress is still available. I'm taking it away on Friday, so it's no longer on sale, sorry, but there is a PayPal link that you can purchase it. And if not, that is totally cool. You don't have to buy it. I'm just happy that you are here, and I'm happy that you guys are on this page because you just make me want to do more of this stuff because I just love you. Yeah, I also have a free newsletter that I share even more intimate stuff and, like, you know, shenanigans. So you could totally jump on that too. The link is on the bio of this page. And thanks for it's cutting off again. Thank you so much for putting up with awful technology. I'm going to go back and rewatch this video, and I might have to redo it, and then I'll probably just put it on YouTube. But I just thank you. Oh my goodness. I'm going to say thank you. Hey ladies, still here. You can still see me even when it cuts out. It's so frustrating. But now I have proof. I'm going to show Mark the sketchness, and he's going to have to fix that because here we go again. This is not professional. Oh, patience. All right, girls, rock it out. Be more than your body, okay? You're more than your body. You're freaking beautiful. Peace out. All things with love. Mwah.